Today, I'm going to show you the easiest and cheapest way to dollar cost average into Bitcoin in the UK. I'll cover two methods in this video. Firstly, where you'll buy actual Bitcoin, and the second is a Bitcoin proxy, which does add an extra level of risk, but it will give you the benefit of being able to make tax-free gains as you can buy it within an investment ISA. So before we get into the actual methods, first of all, what is dollar cost averaging? Well, it's an investment technique that involves investing a fixed amount of money on regular intervals into an asset, regardless of the price. Now, the reason you might want to use dollar cost averaging is mainly to reduce the impact of market volatility on your investments. You'll be buying on the highs and the lows, which averages out your position over time. And so it should mean as long as the asset goes up in value, so should your returns. The alternative is to invest with lump sums and try and time the market, but this adds a level of risk and is very difficult to achieve. If you do get your timing wrong, it could leave you with an unprofitable portfolio for a very long time, especially if you have no further capital to invest to average down your position. So generally, dollar cost averaging leads to better success among non-professional investors who don't have the time to be watching the market constantly. Now, the only other thing to note about dollar cost averaging is that it only works if you're sticking to the strategy and you're investing in an asset that you see long-term value in, because it doesn't work over shorter periods of time. So for example, we're looking at Bitcoin today, and personally I see value in this asset long-term, but it does typically trade over a 4-year cycle, with long periods of both down and uptrends. So if you are lump sum investing and you get your timing wrong, you could potentially be sitting in a loss for years. But with that out of the way, let's get into the first strategy of how to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. For this first method, you're going to need to download the Bitcoin exchange, Strike. So it's just an app on the App Store and the Google Play Store. But the thing that makes Strike superior to most other platforms for dollar cost averaging is that they don't charge a fee for doing so. So once you set up your dollar cost averaging strategy, it could be whatever time period you want it to be, they're not going to charge you any fee when you actually buy the Bitcoin. Whereas most other platforms will charge you a fee if you set up regular payments. So the first thing you need to do once you've got Strike downloaded and set up is deposit some cash. So I've just deposited £5 just so that I can show you how this works. But once you've got money into the exchange, all you need to do is go to Bitcoin, scroll down to set up recurring purchases, and then you can choose if you want to do it hourly, monthly, weekly, or daily. And it doesn't really matter which you choose, it just whatever suits your preferences. So let's just say we want to do this weekly, and I'm going to buy £1 worth of Bitcoin every week. So let's just do that, £1. Then you can see the price here, the amount that you're going to buy, and the fee. Now, although dollar cost averaging in Strike is free, they will charge you fees for the first week, just to try and prevent people from gaming the system. But that's fine, that fee isn't going to be significant in the great scheme of things. So once you're happy with that, you can just press confirm. And there we go. That's our dollar cost averaging strategy set up in Strike. All you need to do is make sure that you keep the account topped up with cash. So I've got £5 in here, so that's only going to last me 5 weeks. So I'm just going to need to remember to put money into my Strike account so that the strategy can play out. And you could, for example, set up a direct debit on payday if that's something you wanted to do. Now, if you're not quite happy with your dollar cost averaging strategy in Strike, you can't actually amend it, so you will have to remove it and start again. So what I would say is just try and really think about the amount that will work for you so that you don't have to pay more fees than you need to. But the problem is when you're buying the actual asset of Bitcoin, in the UK, all of your profits will be subject to capital gains tax. And currently in the UK, every year you get a capital gains tax allowance of around £3,000. So you can basically make profits every year of up to £3,000 before being taxed. But when you sell investments or assets over that amount, that will be subject to capital gains tax. Now you might be thinking that's not a problem because I don't intend on selling my Bitcoin anytime soon. But the problem is, even if you have such conviction in Bitcoin, you still might need to sell some in the future to pay off liabilities or to fund your lifestyle. So that's why I think it's important to be able to find a strategy where you can invest into the asset and get exposure to the volatility and the growth, but in a way that is tax-free and shielded from capital gains tax. So this second method, we'll be buying a Bitcoin proxy within an investment ISA. The company we'll be investing in that will act as the proxy is a company called Microstrategy. This company was founded by Michael Saylor and is a software company, but over the last 4 years, they've changed their strategy to basically become a Bitcoin development company. When they first started buying Bitcoin, their approach was to simply just buy Bitcoin and use it as a treasury reserve asset. but over the years they've become more aggressive with their approach. So what they do now is basically borrow money at a very low interest rate and then use those funds to buy Bitcoin. And the implications of this means that it's actually more volatile than Bitcoin because it's a leveraged investment. So that means if Bitcoin's price goes up or down, Microstrategy would do the same, but more aggressively. And this does potentially add more risk. But in the UK, there currently aren't any Bitcoin ETFs where you could get one-to-one exposure to Bitcoin, the asset. So this is the best alternative that I've found. So the first thing you're going to need to do to start implementing this dollar cost averaging strategy into MicroStrategy is download and sign up for the investment platform Trading 212. You're going to want to sign up for their investment ISA rather than anything else, because the investment ISA is the account that allows you to make tax-free profits. Now, the limitations of an investment ISA is that you can only put £20,000 a year into it, or any other ISAs that you have. So if you do have more than that to invest, you might need to be a bit strategic with how you put your money into your ISA and do it over a number of years. But the benefit is all of the profits are completely tax-free. Now, if you don't already have a Trading 212 account, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can use that link to sign up and get a free share when you set up an account with them. But once you've got your Trading 212 account set up, what you're going to need to do is set up an investment pie, which allows you to auto invest. So what we're going to do is go into portfolio, come down, click on pies, then we're going to create a pie. We're going to build a custom pie rather than a ready-made one. So click that bottom one here, then build your pie. So we're going to pick the investments that we want to have in our investment portfolio pie. Now we're only using MicroStrategy for this example because we just want to dollar cost average into that one company that gives us exposure to Bitcoin. So click search, MicroStrategy. Now it was already there, but anyway. So we can click on that and add to pie. Once that's done, we don't want to add anything else to the pie, so we can just press this arrow at the bottom. So now we have an investment portfolio pie made up of just this asset, and we want to have 100% allocation just into this. So then we can press next. And so now we want to make sure that auto investment is on so that we can have reoccurring payments and investments. And now we can choose the time period we want to invest in. So let's say 10 years, and I want to invest, let's say £50 a month with a £50 initial deposit. But let's make this weekly. So we're going to invest every week on a Wednesday with £50 with a £50 initial deposit. Now you can always come and change these later once you've got your pie set up. There's not a problem doing that. But obviously you want to try and find an amount that is achievable for you to do each month. But anyway, let's press next. Let's name our pie. So this is going to be BTC DCA. Press next. And there we go. You can see our pie that is ready to go. And we've got auto investments turned on. And then so all I need to do now is basically put in money so it's able to actually auto invest. And so the best way to do this is with the instant bank transfer. So let's just click that there. Select the amount you want to pay in. So let's say £50, and then you'll be redirected to your bank account. Now, if at a later date you realize that the dollar cost averaging strategy that you have in your pie isn't quite right, you can come and edit it. So if you just click down on the pie here, you can either switch on or off auto invest. So let's just turn that off. You can also edit the investment plan. So let's say I actually want to invest more because my salary has increased. That might be something I want to do. You can also change the schedule. So maybe I want to start investing daily, or maybe I want to turn it down to monthly. It doesn't really matter, but you can edit all of those things in here. And really that's all there is to it. So the benefit of using Trading 212 is that you can set up these auto invest pies, but they also are a commission-free trading platform. So the only cost you're going to be charged is the conversion fee from converting pounds to dollars, because MicroStrategy is a US company valued in dollars. So you will have to pay that small exchange fee. But there we go, that covers everything for today, guys. So if you did find the video useful, please do me a favor and smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below as well, so you stay up to date with all of my latest content. And if you do want to learn how to withdraw your Bitcoin from an exchange into cold storage or a multi-sig storage solution, I'll leave a link on screen now to my video breaking down exactly how to do that. But with all that being said, take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day.